Oh, that music, it gets me every time. Um, it gets me in the right frame of mind. Hi, everyone. I'm Susan, and today we are setting our intentions for the week. So, oh, hang on. I've got to make sure I put it onto not the private chat, the comments. Beautiful. To make sure I grab everybody. Okay, here we go for our intentions for the week. It'll be short and sweet. Got work to do, crazy Christmas coming up, and all sorts of things. Did want to mention, I've got some guests coming up on the podcast. One lady's talking about ghosts. So she's going to do a couple of episodes, actually. What was it? She's talking about ghost intuition. She's talking about ghosts and children. So how to help your children with ghosts. And she's talking about, what was the last one? All in separate videos they are. Sorry, in separate podcasts. So I'll spread them out over the next couple of months. But the last one was when somebody's passing, when you're losing a loved one, how to cope with that one, how to deal with that in that sort of context, how to help them pass over. Was where she was going. So really, really interesting. So her podcasts are coming up soon. So we're recording them this week. We've got another lady coming up talking about stories, how our stories and the words that we use, how what we can change and how we can look at them a bit differently. And then I've got another podcast. This week's podcast, I think, is on Enneagrams. So they're interesting too. So you'll see that. But here is setting our intentions for the week. Right, I'll put the cards down. Here we go. Right, so as you know, card 1, card 2, the block, card 3, the healer, card 4 is the getting through the results, sorry. Okay, so number 1 is Vanessa. So to make your decisions, ask yourself which way brings me closer to my divine purpose and which one takes me further from it. So this is what our week is all about. We've got to make decisions this week. There's going to be decisions that we need to make. And as we make those decisions, we've got to be mindful that are we looking at what is taking us closer to the divine purpose or further away? And it doesn't matter which way you go. That's not an issue there. What it is all about is whether you are aware of those decisions you're making. So the blocks are Archangel Uriel, which is, again, the emotions. Now, we had this last week where it's all about our emotions of anger and unforgiveness that need to be released. Now, when we look at that as a block, it means there's still stuff there that we've got to look at. And I mean, look, in all honesty, there's always stuff there. It just seems to be coming to the forefront at the moment. And it's really stopping us from making those decisions. So we need to let go of some of that anger and some of that unforgiveness and think a little bit more about it. And this is a part of making our decisions, because are we making them based on this negativity that we're looking at? So how to get through the healing? You have a gift of working with young children. Your divine purpose involves helping, teaching, or parenting young children. So when I look at this, as far as getting through the block, I think to myself, look at a child. Look at how a child would respond. If they're angry with somebody's taken their toy and they're angry with them. Yes, they may bite, they may attack. But they forget very quickly. They let it go. They don't hold on to that. They don't hold on to that anger for long. They don't hold on to that unforgiveness for long. They let it go. Be like a child and let it go. That's what this one's is all about. Okay, so in the result for the week, okay, so that's you are at the end of a cycle. Call upon the angels to comfort you and guide you through the next step. Happiness awaits you now. So when we look at that, so we're obviously, the reason why we're going through it this week is this cycle you're getting through. And having this card come up twice in the last 2 weeks, I'd say this is what that cycle is all about and getting through that. So when we look again as a reading in whole, we've gone through each section individually, but as we go through a reading in whole, we start to look at, okay, so this week, for the next week, we're looking at the decisions we're going to make for the week. Okay, so that's Vanessa. We're looking at those decisions. Now, are we basing those decisions on some of this negativity or this anger, this unforgiveness that we've got? Is that how you're basing them? And if you are, be mindful of how a child would respond to this. Yes, they may have an initial outburst, but they forgive and forget very, very quickly. A child does not tend to hold on to things for very long. So start to practice that this week. When you have a decision to make, think about how you're making that decision, and then be mindful of how a child would make that decision, because really we're at an end of this cycle. So this week we've had these last 2 weeks of dealing with this anger and bitterness, unforgiveness, and we're towards the end of the cycle. So there's this decision you're going to be making this week that is going to allow you to get through this, to get that understanding on that cycle. So that is what it's all about. That's setting our That's setting our intentions for the week, and that's what it's all about. So getting through. I'm just opening up my beautiful other cards here. So I just wanted to do a quick card pull. These are animal cards, spirit guides. I really love these ones. These are Stephen Farmer's, and I just want to use them because the spread there, I'll put that onto Instagram, but this one is for anybody watching now. Okay, this is important for you. Oops, Roadrunner. Okay, so the Roadrunner, keep your sense of humor and don't take things too seriously. And it's funny, I just updated the podcast with exactly that. We need to still enjoy things. If we start to go, like we've just had a reading, and it can get quite deep and quite in your face. So just be mindful that just allow things to relax and just take things easy again. I've noticed lately, well, not lately, for a while now, that with this COVID and everything else, we're starting to get these real divides between vaxxers and unvaxxers, and this sort of an attitude towards it. If you're not wanting to take on that negativity, be like a Roadrunner. Allow some humor to come through it. And even one of my favorite saying is, you do you, I'll do me. Because it's like, I don't want to go into it anymore. We get it on the news, we get it here, we get it there. I don't want to go into it. I want to be like a Roadrunner. I'd be happy to run away from it just quietly, but we can't do that all the time. But for this, it's all about keeping a little bit of humor in it. So when we do see those issues come through and pop their ugly heads, be like a Roadrunner, put a bit of humor into it without being disrespectful, and allow things to go. So I haven't got any other comments there. That's a general card. There is somebody else that's just popped on. Why don't I do a quick reading for them because they are a little bit late, but that's okay. They're there. Oh, there's another person. Oh, morning, Sally. Okay, Sally, this is yours, Meerkat. So that's yours. Get support from trusted group of like-minded friends. Okay, so I'm not sure where you are at the moment, Sal, but yours is a Meerkat for this week. Now, it's saying that you need the support, and you need that, not need the support. It's nice to have that support. It's nice to have the guidance and the support from a trusted friend and like-minded people, because let's face it, we all have those situations that might irk somebody else. We might have, back in Tassie, we might have those situations that are a bit uncomfortable for somebody else. And that's okay. That's all right. But get with those like-minded friends and family and support, and they will allow you to help go forward and create what it is you are looking at. So with the Meerkat, you can imagine they're sort of sitting up and having a look around, and they're very, very social animals, very, very social animals. That was you, Sal. Now I've got another person on there. Whoa, this one's just jumped out at me, and this one's yours, Falcon. So act on the opportunity that's before you and commit to without equivocation. Oh no, I can't even say that word. I am so bad. Why am I an author and I can't even read it properly? That's me. Too bad. So this is all about like swooping in. You've got an opportunity here, and that's the reading says you've got decisions to make. You've got an opportunity here. Don't let it go. Swoop down on it. Grab it while you can. This is the ultimate. Now, you will know what it is because it is what is going to take you closer to your true purpose. Now, you may not know what your true purpose is, but you will feel it. So the falcon is for you. You will feel that. It will come through. So be mindful of that. You've got that opportunity. Swoop down on it. When you make that decision, have to make that decision, don't let the fear, the unforgiveness stop you. You've got the ability to get what it is, but you need to make that effort. It's not just about making a decision. It's about swooping down and getting it. So make sure you do that. Okay, I've got one more person. They've just jumped on. They've jumped on live. Oops, I'm losing my strap. They've just jumped on live. So this is a quick card for you. Now, you've not got your name up there, so I can't see who you are. And if you're meant to have this, you will certainly get this because this one's for you. Oh, pure. Okay. Your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now. So pay attention to the signs and omens from them. Okay, so you're getting lots of signs at the moment. When we look at intuition and what intuition is, we can look at those signs and we can get an understanding of it. This is about you being more mindful and more aware of the signs there are for you. If you don't take on board those signs, you're not going to get the guidance that you need. This is so about connecting with your intuition. You really need to connect with that intuition to get that real clear understanding. So that's what that's all about. And they're coming around from everywhere. So think about it. They come through physically, the signs, you'll see signs. Question everything. It might not be anything, but question everything. Why did you hear that song on the radio? What made you prick up? Why did you look at those numbers? What does those numbers mean to you? Why did you see 1111? Why did you see 1, 2, 3, 4? All those things are signs from your ancestors, and they're really trying to connect with you at this moment. So please connect with them. All right, I think that's it. Like the numbers keep changing, so I don't know who's here and who isn't. If you put a name in the comments, I can actually draw a card for you, but I'm just not sure who they are. But anyway, so that's me. Got great some great stuff coming up on the podcast. Like I said, all about ghosts. You're going to love them. That's really good. Another lady about our stories, how words are so important to us and what we use, how we can get through that. Got another lady talking about, I can't remember. Thanks, Sal. You have a fabulous week too. Okay, and it's all happening. But I'm going to try and do these lives over Christmas. Not sure where I'm going to be, but I'm going to try and do them as best I can and keep going with that. But the podcast will be going every Thursday morning. All right, that's me. Thank you so much for joining in and connecting with me. I will catch you next week. Okay, bye for now.